Hello, Julia Lage. It's Lage, I get it.
Yeah, Lage.
Yeah. Thank you for being on Denim and Leather podcast. Thank you for accepting our invitation.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I like chatting with people.
So I wanted to ask you first, you have a great stage, charismatic stage presence, you know.
Thank you.
Did you crafted that or did you start playing back in Brazil, because I know you're Brazilian, or did you start playing in bands as a kid, you know?
Yeah, I started professionally. I was 17 years old. I joined this band in Brazil. It was a pretty big band already. We did major TV shows. We had a Grammy nomination. We played for 2 million people on New Year's one time in São Paulo, my hometown.
Wow.
So I had a history there with this band for 13 years. And it was country band. So when I started, I was 17 and I was into rock and roll, obviously. I started playing because I wanted to be Steven Tyler. I wanted to play like Geddy Lee. I wanted to be like a rock chick. But when I joined the band, which was country music, Brazilian country, I was very naive. I was 17. I didn't know much. And we would do TVs and I'll be very like, you know, kind of grumpy, like, And then the people on TV would be doing this to me, like smile. And I'm like, why do I have to smile? So slowly I understood that it's not only about the music, especially when you're TV, you're entertaining, not just the music. You can do just the music and be there, which is fine. But I feel like the whole other level of entertaining and bringing the crowd to you and connecting with the crowd, that's also a fun part to explore. So slowly I developed the whole, stage presence, the whole in the eye pointing, whatever, let's go, all that stuff. But it came with time and I learned a lot doing TVs in Brazil and big arenas. We played in big places too. So that did help.
So you had a huge band back then. Yeah, huge band.
It was big, yeah. And I left that band already 12 years ago. But I stayed 13 years in that band and we did a lot of cool stuff. Yeah, it was good. But it wasn't really my kind of music, so I left in a good moment.
Hey, I know some great Brazilian metal like Sepultura and Soulfly, you know.
Yeah. Sepultura, and I also love the guys from Angra, which is more like melodic.
Oh, Angra, Andre Matos, he was a great singer. Rest in peace. A great guy.
Great singer. Unfortunately, he passed away, but I grew up listening to those guys.
To Angra.
Too. Yeah.
I was listening to Angra back in the 90s. I loved them. Especially the cover of Wuthering Heights from Kate Bush.
Wuthering Heights, yeah.
Man.
Yeah, I know.
Andre sang it like, I don't know, man, like the best.
Oh. I think the first time I heard that song, it wasn't the original, it was with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
I heard it as a kid. I was small in the 80s, so I heard it from Kate Bush, the first one.
Yeah. That's so cool. Yeah, I love their version of that song. I listen to it a lot.
Yeah. I wanted to ask you, you are like in a few bands with your husband, Richie Kotzen, in a Kotzen Smith band with Adrian Smith. You are in the Sisters Knot. It's a band? It's a cover band? Or?
Well, so no, I'm not. I mean, so I do play bass for Smith Kotzen, which is Richie and Adrian Smith.
Yeah.
But there was a tour that happened for the first album. We recorded a live album, so there's a live EP actually. I'm in it, so that's all cool. They just wrote new material, so they might be hitting the road in the future again. Sister Knot was a band that me and my friend put together years ago, like when I just moved to LA 12 years ago. Yeah, we put that band together because she's also Brazilian and we were trying to just to have a band where we could play the covers we love and also write original material. So we put together that band, which is out there. If you Google the Sister Knot, we have original songs out on Spotify.
Yeah, I saw something on Instagram, the Sister Knot, yeah, like
we
a
have
page.
that too. The band right now is kind of sleepy because I'm with Vixen now and she's doing her solo stuff. I'm also working on my solo stuff. So, but the band is there, the music is out. But yeah, that was a transition band for me when I moved to Brazil from here.
So you made the band here in LA, right?
Yes. Yeah.
First, when I saw the band, I thought it was your sister or something, so that's why sister not, but...
Yeah, and it's a fun, word thing, because it's like a not, but it's like also not, because they will ask like, are you guys sisters? We're like, not. So, yeah, so we just did that.
It's a good play with words, yeah.
Exactly, yeah. That's what we try to do. Yeah.
So, did you? What's your upbringing? You used to like rock as a kid, right? Like classic rock.
Yes, classic rock came later in my life. I started listening to classical music like Mozart, Beethoven, operas. Then I used to play the flute. I was in that vibe. Then my mom, when I was around 12 years old, 13. She introduced me to rock and roll because she saw I have all that energy and stuff. And she's like, let me show you something that you might like. So she introduced me to all of the good stuff. And I fell in love with rock and roll like that. And being a teenager, that's a great style of music to, put your energy out and, to rock on. Yeah. So that's when I actually started to listen to rock when I was a teenager.
Have you transitioned to like more heavier stuff like heavy metal, or you stayed at hard rock?
Well, both. I had a phase, like, for example, Iron Maiden was a band that really influenced me in the beginning because I was learning how to play faster.
Oh, so Steve Harris was like your idol, maybe. Yeah.
He was yes. I mean, one of my first songs that I learned on the bass on my own, it was a Steve Harris. It was an Iron Maiden song, Steve Harris line. I don't remember what song was that. But, I wanted to make it my right hand faster. So I was actually trying to learn Halloween, Iron Maiden, Angra. I was listening to those things, Megadeth then. And then
you liked Halloween?
Which one?
Halloween, the German band.
I never really got into that. No, I didn't know about them.
Because I thought you mentioned them now. Like I heard Halloween or something like that. When you said a few bands.
Yeah, I mean, no, I didn't know that band back then.
Yeah.
And I knew a few bands that were actually also playing on the radio in Brazil. Because when I was learning bass, there was no YouTube.
Yeah.
It was radio, which is crazy. I'm not that old, but it's true. It's just
it was the 90s probably, right?
Yeah, it was that yesterday. So I had those influences too. So I got on that. But I think being Brazilian, I have everything. I have a little bit of the Brazilian influence, a lot of the Brazilian influence. I like rock. I like a great ballad. I like metal. I like Slipknot, for example, is a band that I love, which is a complete other thing. So I like a lot of things. So it's even hard for me, like when I write my music and put my music out, I'm always like, people might not get it, that I'm not just like, I have more influences in me, I guess.
Of course.
I love good music, whatever it is.
I look like a metalhead myself, but I love also a lot of variety of. It's the same. So people judge by the cover,
It's true. Yeah, and some people don't like that you don't stay with something like. I mean, art is so beautiful. I mean, it's out there. There's so many different music, art in general. Like, it's fine to, it's art. It's fine. It's not gonna hurt you.
Yes, of course. Did you have recorded albums in Brazil with the band or no?
Yeah, I did. I have 3 albums in Brazil with that band, whole DVD, but it was like a country.
Okay.
So it's very different. I had a celebration of 10 years on the band, DVDs. It's all out in Brazil.
It was country music or like Brazilian folk music? Or
it's a mix, a Brazilian country, a little Brazilian folk. We used a little bit of Argentinian influences, like chamamé style of music. We had accordion, violin, all this stuff. So it was different, but that is an influence from American country too. Whatever.
Yeah,
but
Northern America. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's it. But here I didn't record a full DVD here yet, an album here yet for myself, but I'm working on it. I am on Smith Kotzen, the live version. I recorded for Alejandra Guzman, which is the Mexican artist, which is it's rock, but singing in Spanish.
Yeah.
So I've done a few things like that. But here I still didn't release a full album, but I'm working on it.
But you still, you still haven't released solo album, or you released with some other bands, maybe?
It will be a solo album.
Yeah, solo. I of course I wanted to ask you about your solo stuff that's coming up, because I love some of your singles. Yeah, I like the Wake Up single.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it's very very good, very good. I love it, and I love the last one that you did with Doug Pinnick. Because King Zex, he's a legend, and also your husband Richie is incredible there. You, of course, with the singing and the bass, I love it. I love those two singles especially.
Thank you. You know, I write those songs. I had those songs for a long time, and I started releasing them after the lockdown, the quarantines, and the whole COVID area. So slowly I'm releasing it. And, you know, I record everything myself. I produce everything myself. I do everything myself. And it gets overwhelming. Yeah. So now, you know, even with the ride, I had the guitars. I didn't like it. And I asked Rich, I said, would you like to do some guitars? She's like, sure. So that was helpful. I needed some male vocal there. And it reminded me a little bit of King Zex, maybe because I'm a huge fan. And I called Doug and asked him, and he was such a sweetheart, and he said yes, so he did the vocals. So I'm slowly asking for help because it's a lot to do all on your own, you know.
Doug is a legend. I mean, he's up there, yeah. And I love it, because he's still alive and well and doing music. Great guy, great voice, great band. King Zex are. I
love it, and it's such a different sounding band, and it has everything that I always liked. Like all the backgrounds, the fun, groovy, hips. I say hips.
A little bit of prog, a little bit of progressive.
Absolutely. You know? I mean, chords that you're not expecting. You know, changings that you're like, oh, it surprises you. So I love all that, and his voice, such a soulful voice. So yeah, I mean, I'm a huge fan. I can't deny that.
Yeah. How did you move to USA? I mean, it was your idea or your husband Richie idea, or both?
Well, it was kind of his idea, because we were dating and I was living in Brazil, and I was ready to quit that band.
You met in Brazil, right?
I met him. Yeah, I met him in Brazil. Yeah. And he was there touring, and we connected kind of on Facebook. I added him on Facebook, and he actually started chatting with me. And then we met in person a year later only. But it was a long story, love story, but it was a long story. And when we met and started to date, I wanted to quit that band, and I didn't know what to do next. And then he said, why don't you just quit then and move to LA with me? And then get your career happening there. And I'm like, oh my God, that sounds such trouble. But I did, and we've been together since. That was the 2012 that I moved.
12 years ago, yeah.
Yes, that's been how long.
It's great that you did that, because you have qualities for a great career, you know, and now you're in a very good bands and stuff like that. You know, it happened for you. It's great.
Yeah, it took me a long time though, you know. I was very kind of lost in the beginning, because I didn't know anybody here. I knew a lot of people in Brazil. I didn't know people here or the music industry and the whole thing. But then, you know, slowly but surely, I started making connections, and I was like, you know, I'm gonna do what I love anyway. So it was good transition, because I do belong, I think, in a rock stage with a rock band. Yeah. So what I was doing in Brazil was nice, but it was just over. I couldn't do that anymore. So it was a good transition.
Yeah,
but every transition takes time, I guess.
Probably it was not fulfilling for you playing other music than rock. Because
it was for a while, because it was a lot going on. I was playing again, like we had everything for us. Like the condition of the tours were great, everything was good, but after a while it became weird, and I would not practice my bass at all. I wouldn't sit and write songs. I wouldn't do nothing. I was just going to the show. So yeah, after a while it got tiring, and it was good. It was for the best.
Yeah, so it took a long time, maybe 10 years before you entered legends like Vixen, right?
Yeah, I got actually it's 2 years now that I'm in the band, because I think I joined, it was February. So yeah, it's 2 years now that I'm with them, and it's been great. I love the girls.
Yeah, I love Vixen. I mean, since I don't know, since I was a kid, back in the day. And I'm also a drummer, and I'm a fan of Roxy Petrucci. I know her from Madam X also, you know, from the other band. Yeah.
I love Max, and I love Roxy. As a bassist, I love playing with Roxy. She really like plays super strong. She keeps the beat there. Like she's
a steady drummer. Yeah, steady.
Yes,
And it has powerful hit, powerful rhythm. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. She has a lot. She plays better than a lot of dudes out there. Not gonna lie.
Yeah. Of course.
She's pretty awesome. It made me very happy when I joined the band too, because great drummers are hard to find, and I'm not kidding, because they have to also understand the room you're playing, or like what kind of music you're playing, or it's a very you're a drummer, you said, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's a very physical thing.
True.
You have to keep the shape in shape. So it's just, I don't know, it's hard to have like a drummer that you're like, oh yeah, there you go. And with her, it was easy like that. We started playing, I was like, oh, there you go, it's gonna be great.
You just went to audition or just on rehearsal?
I joined the band. No, I didn't audition. They had a few names, and I think they decided that they wanted me for whatever reason, and I'm thankful for that.
So they just picked you. You weren't auditioning for them. Yeah.
No, I didn't audition. But nowadays, I mean, they had all the videos. They could see how I played, and reality is though, Britt knew me. I had played with her before. The manager knew me. He saw me playing before. I was playing with Richie and Adrian. So they knew that, I would be probably a good fit for them, especially because I was already friends with Britt. And so they kind of decided, okay, let's get Julia. And it was a surprise for me too. I was like, oh, you guys don't want to audition do something?
But you knew them from before, or like?
I only knew Britt, the guitar player.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so, but that was it. I think with Britt was the same. They picked Britt, and she joined the band on the stage. And with me, I think was the same. They picked me, and I joined the band on the stage.
Yeah, I think I saw that. There is a clip. There's a video of that.
Yeah, there is, because
it was on a cruise, right?
It was the pre-party for the Monsters of Rock cruise.
Okay.
So yeah, so they played there. Cher played the majority of the show, and then she announced that she was gonna take a hiatus, and that was gonna step in for I don't know how long, and we did the transition right there. That was wild, and I met the girls that day, and they were all nice, and I thought it was a very nice and classy way to do that change, so fans can see that there's nothing weird going on.
I don't remember which songs you were playing there. I mean, the first one.
I played 3 songs. I played Edge of Broken Heart, maybe Streets of Paradise. I don't remember what else. I don't remember. But it was 3 songs.
Vixen are one of my 2 favorite all-female bands. The other is Girls' School. You know Girls' School? Maybe.
Girls' School? I don't
Girls'
think
School,
I know.
Oh, you gotta hear Girls' School album called Hit and Run. That's late early 80s. They have they have a song with Motorhead, with Lemmy.
Oh, okay.
Please don't touch. You know that song?
Yeah, okay. Oh, that's them?
It's Girls' School with Lemmy, yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. I didn't know that. Okay. Again, in Brazil, back in I was born in the 80s, but back then I was listening to whatever the radio was playing. I'm not sure if they were playing them, which is that's a shame, but I would love to. I'm gonna definitely check them out.
Yeah, you gotta check them out. They're very, very raw. They're great, and they're both my favorite all-female bands, Vixen and Girls' School.
Cool. Wow.
I love your Vixen new single, Red. It's a great video and great song. A little bit more modern sounding. Yeah.
Yeah, Fred Curry produced that, so I think he had that vision and that idea for the song, and we went for it. And when I joined the band, Roxy and the girls already had picked that song to record, so it took a while for us to finally sit and do it, but we did it, and it's been good. It's a fun song to play live. It's very energetic. The video was great. You know, Vicente directed it, and I love working with Vicente too. So yeah, it was a good. It's something new, you know, to showcase the new era of Vixen, I guess.
Yeah, it's a in a good. You picked a good road to go with the sounding and the and the videos, and I guess you'll get to an album sometime with them. I hope.
It's possible. We always talk about, but I think, at least for now, we're gonna probably release singles, you know.
Yeah, single by single, yeah. But you will probably get to album. Maybe you have some other single now in the making with Vixen, or?
Not yet. We're working. We're still because we released in the end of the year last year, and then holidays, the whole thing. We kind of didn't really work Red enough yet, so we're gonna go out now. Summer is coming, which is crazy. It's already March. But anyways, we're going to be working and playing a lot and working on Red. And then, talking about new songs and new material.
You guys are playing on some festivals? You have tours in the summer now?
We were booking now, yeah. We already have a few dates booked.
You coming over to Europe?
I really hope so. Last year we played at Vixen, and it was
incredible.
Blast. Oh my god, it was so good. And it's out on YouTube. You can check it out.
Yeah, I saw a song or two. It's like 50,000 people. Yeah,
it was amazing. And then we played in Sweden, and there was only those two shows, but it was a quick one, but it was amazing. We had we were like testing the field, I guess.
Yeah, so, I think people loved it, right? People loved it there.
They did. I mean, the crowd was amazing. I was very, very happy and surprised. We played Brazil last year. Actually, it was Vixen's first time in Brazil, so that was very awesome. So we're, slowly they're booking they're booking now. They're slowly releasing the dates. So I really hope there's some Europe this year. I really do, because I love going out there.
I hope you will come close. I want to see Vixen in my life. I don't know. I hope you will play long,
You never saw them live?
No, never.
Ah, okay. Yeah, you should go.
But I think Vixen, I was small back in the day, but they didn't come a lot in Europe,
I think they actually did. I mean, I know a few stories that they play with big bands out there, but maybe we're like too young.
Yeah. Of course, yeah. I was born in the early 80s, but I was young when they were at the height.
Yeah, I know.
How is it backstage with the girls and with is it fun, parties and all? Is like.
Yeah, I mean, we are all fun, I guess. Like we do keep a very light and chill energy among us. We don't like bullshit. We don't like to make stress for no reason. So it's pretty chill and funny. We try to make our little funny things. We like to maybe sip on something before the show, but we don't get like drunk or anything like that. We don't like to party, anything like that. We really want to play and really want to do a good job.
Yeah, I guess.
And if you come to the show, I mean, the four of us have so much energy, and we really want to put on a good show. So, we really take that serious. So it's going to be fun with us no matter what. We don't have to like woohoo party and get crazy for that, but we do have fun. And, I think it's a fun band to be in it, and it's a fun band to go to see and to be around.
Yeah, also, I guess with the other bands you are like connected and having fun backstage and stuff,
you have to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, if you have a bad vibe or I mean, it's the word. I had that in my band in Brazil. It gets like, why am I doing this? You know?
Yeah.
So we're all chill. It's good.
Yeah. Wanted to ask you now about Vixen. You explained to me how did you end up in Vixen. How did you go into Smith and Kotzen? Like, how did you get that gig? You know?
Well, I got the gig because they were doing some auditions for bassists and stuff like that. And it was interesting because obviously I'm a bassist and my husband knows, and they all know. And we always jam together. Every year we go to Adrian's house on New Year's because he has a house here in Malibu. So they come here, we had, have drinks, celebrate, and then we go to the room and jam all night. So we have been done that for so many years now. And there was always that. It was always the three of us and someone playing drums. One year, Taylor was there, like Foo Fighters. Taylor Hawkins, he was there.
Yeah.
It was amazing. So it's just like we've been doing that. So I don't know. After a while, they were doing auditions. They were thinking the logistics and the stuff like that. And Natalie, Adrian's wife, she actually suggested me. She said, "Why don't you guys try Julia? I mean, you guys always play together, anyways." So they did. They asked me to learn. I think it was 3 or 4 songs. We went down to our studio here, jammed, and it worked. And I said, "Well, you know what? It worked." And then we brought Bruno, the drummer. It worked great. Like the 4 of us look at each other, like, "Wow, this feels good."
Yeah.
And I think that's how it happened. Plus, it's a big family. To go out on the road, if you don't get along with people, it's horrible.
Yeah.
So we all get along already, and it was just great. And then the 4 of us traveled. Adrian's wife was with us, and we were already super friends. So it was just like a great vibe, I guess, because it has to have that. It has to be good music, but also a good hang and a good vibe, because you're only playing for maximum 2 hours. The rest of the whole thing is traveling, is being together, So I think that's what it happens. But we played together and it was fun, and I loved it.
I love it. I mean, you will continue to do something together, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to say much of it because I don't know how much they want to talk about it, but they just wrote a bunch of material. I am in a few tracks. I recorded a few tracks, but I don't know exactly what's the next step for them. But they're active.
It was very weird. I didn't know that Kotzen and Smith are friends. It was very weird when I saw first time the single when they got the first single, and I was like, wow! I was blown away,
Yeah.
2 great guitar players of another bringing. Like the one is pure heavy metal, the other is some modern hard rock, player, and it was like a strange but great combination.
Yeah, and it came from those jams, because his wife told Richie, actually, she said, you and Adrian should actually try to write material together, because every time you guys jam together, it's cool, and both sing and the whole thing. So it was kind of our idea, and then they start to write, and it worked. And Adrian loves blues, so they're trying to do something a little different than Iron Maiden and Richie's stuff. So I felt it's cool. I mean, I had a blast playing with them. I really did, like some fun bass lines, and plus, I really respect those 2 so much.
Yeah.
So it is you don't see that happening, but then now that when you know a little bit of the background, it makes total sense. They were always friends, and I mean, not always, but Richie actually met his wife first, and then later she's like, "Oh, you have to meet Adrian," because he was always on tour,
Yeah.
And then finally, he's such a sweetheart. He's very, very sweet.
Yeah. And a great player, and I love also like you. I love Iron Maiden. Also, I saw some interviews of Richie. He also loved Iron Maiden back in the days.
Yeah, I love Iron Maiden.
I saw them like once 20 years ago. It was the most perfect show. Yeah.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's
I wanted to ask you while we are talking about releasing albums with Smith and Kotzen, with Vixen, with releasing albums generally in the industry. What do you think of the industry today? Hard copy albums, LP, CDs, or digital? What is for you the best?
you know, for me personally, Julia, I would go obviously digital because everybody has access, and I guess that's the easiest way. Here in America, I mean, I don't know how it is in Europe, or I know for a fact, like if you buy a car, there's no CD players anymore. If you buy a computer, there's no CD players. So it feels like, and I hate that because I want to have an excuse to buy an album, like a CD, for example, because I love to see the photos, to read the lyrics. But it's just like, where am I going to play? I don't have a place to play CDs anymore in my house. I don't. My last computer broke. My new computer doesn't have it. It's just like a shame. My car doesn't have a CD player. And I hate that because I really loved the CD era. And albums, I think, is coming back, which is very
vinyl, right?
Vinyls, yeah. Sorry, yeah. Vinyls are coming back, and I love that. And I love the sonority of the vinyls. I love the concept. I love turning the size, and then you have the whole art that big in front of. I love all that. So
yes,
I feel like depend of the band and the demand that you have, of course. But I would probably, depending on the band, if I'm in a big, huge band, I would probably do a few vinyls to sell, and have obviously digital. Digital is automatically there, but yeah, I feel weird with the CDs. I don't know anymore if people buy it. If they don't, they buy it because you sign. I don't know.
Yeah, I think first time in history, like last year, it was vinyls taking over the CDs, like a number of sold records. Yeah, I think it was that.
I like that, but that thing occupies a lot of space if you think about it. But there's a beauty on it. I love that, and there's so much you can do too. It's you can change the disc cover, the color of it. I don't know this. But it's we are in a transition right now that is all of us. I talk to my husband all the time, like, are you gonna release CDs? Is there something new we can release? You know, and people don't really want to buy music, pay music. They think it should be free. And I'm like, I don't understand that. Do you realize how much money we spend? People, for example, don't know that you have to pay monthly or like every year, every 5 years for your song to be out. If we don't pay for our song to be out, you don't have access. Yeah. It's not going to be out.
That was, in a sense, my question. Is there a record industry anymore, or it's like you do it yourself, you know?
Well, I think if you can have a record deal that makes sense for you, that has money, that offers something for the artist, maybe. But I think, I don't know, everybody is doing on their own. I mean, everybody that have one computer and maybe, you know, a little system there can record.
Yeah, I think maybe if you're with a record industry, you have to, I mean, with someone releasing your music and taking care of you, you have to make like 5 or 6 albums before it pays off for you, you know?
It has to make sense. I mean, contracts, the contracts can get very ugly very quick. It has to make sense, and I think it has to have some money for the artist on the table, and it has to have some freedom. For me, I would have to have some freedom on my own to sign something. Otherwise, it wouldn't make sense because, you know, unless, I don't know, like, because I'm not in that game, in that level where people are like billions of dollars industry. I'm not there. So I would not know that contract vibes. But like for me, as my roots and rock and what I like to do, for me, I would like to have some sort of liberty to.
So you're more into art?
Yes, I am, and of course I need money. We all need money.
Yeah,
it has to make sense too. Like, because some people, you would sign some, but at what cost you want to make that money? You know, you're gonna play you're gonna have the producer telling you to go this direction, and your soul is gonna be crushed, or you just utilize that up to 3 years, and then now you're known, and then now you ditch that and go do your thing. I don't know. It all depends of what kind of contract you're gonna get, but I think you have to be very, very careful, and really read the consequences around it.
Yeah. The written with the small letters, yeah.
Yeah, because a lot of times they're not really interested in your music. They're not really interested in your music at all. They're interested in see how much money can they make with you and for how long, right?
Yeah.
And vice versa too. Like, how much money I can get from them and how much more exposure, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It all depends. I think it can be good. I think smaller ones probably have good deals. I have a good friend that just signed with a smaller label. And they're doing great for her, and she's just actually outing everywhere now. So I think it depends. But have to be careful.
Probably she's making money from live gigs, not selling of music. Yeah, the CDs.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
I guess that's where it went into merchandise and into live shows.
Yeah, that's the. It's okay to go out and perform, but it would be great to be able to also make some, right? Yes. With the other part, like selling what you already created. Because you have to go everyday tour and play. I mean, people sometimes forget that we're also humans and there's a lot of things involved. So I always compare, imagine painting the Picasso every night. That's exhausting, Painting a Picasso, not the Picasso, a Picasso, know? Picasso painting come on. It's he did one beautiful art there and it's there for you to see. It's True. The same with music. We record that, we create, it takes months, it takes money, it takes time. And then we have to reproduce that every night. And then some people can't reach that note anymore. They can't reach that high note.
Yeah,
and
true.
And then the people are like, you're not hitting that note, you're lazy, But it's human. So yes. I get the shows and I like doing the show. I love doing shows live. I really do.
Yeah.
It would be good to be able to also sell your merch or your music and actually get something from it, because that's the real thing that you did there. I had that idea and you did the idea, and now it's here for you to buy it, like a painting.
True. That's the final art that you did, Yeah, the finished art. Yeah.
Yeah, but also the beauty of the live show is that live you're gonna bring the different energy.
Yes. And it has to be different from the CD. Yeah.
Yeah, I like having something else different, or different energy or whatever, improvising a little bit here and there. I like that too.
True.
It's just a very complex art, and it should be able to make other. People have to retire. Musicians can retire sometimes, because they have to go out and perform, because now you can't sell CDs, you can sell this, you can sell that. Venues now want to take part of your VIP, which is a clever way to try to get, some extra money to pay for the costs.
Yeah.
Because everything is expensive. And it's hard. It's we've been chopped left and right. So it's interesting. It's a very interesting era that we're living in.
So you released your last few singles alone, do it yourself, or you have some label releasing them?
No, I did it on my own. I just maybe in the future I'll look for something, but I'm doing on my own right now. If I have a physical album with a full album, which I'm working on it, then maybe let's see what happens. But as right now, I'm doing for the love of writing music, and it's an outlet for my creativity, stuff like that. I'm not.
And you're doing it great.
Thank you.
I love it. I love it.
Really means a lot, because it's I like to create stuff too, and that's what we're talking about. Sometimes I don't have a place to put it out. So the beauty of nowadays is that you can actually put it out on your own. Just out, and if someone connects with it, just
now digitally is easier for us to do that. Yeah, true.
Yes, it is.
So Julia, about to end the questions, I wanted to ask you, what are your future plans, near future and far future, with the music and everything in life?
I try to see the far future, but I don't get too caught up into it, because I learned with life that things change drastically. out of the blue. But I'm working on the near future, finishing my singles. I have one more that I'm almost done that I want to release. I want
Like
to
a
release.
video? Video?
It will be a song and a video, probably do a video too. Yeah, I like the videos as well. So I like doing both. I like the whole package. And you have on YouTube and you could just put it there to play. It's fun. I might be doing a few of those, and then I'm planning on releasing the full album by the end of this year, but hopefully sooner than later. And that's my part of it. And I keep doing music, trying to improve, trying to write. With Vixen, we're just looking forward to hit the summer and go play. And then probably think and talk about maybe another single. That's always good stuff. And I guess that's it. I mean, this is kind of what my mind is right now, you know?
In those two projects, yeah.
Happens, I'll be here.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever happens, I will plan on you when you have something new to be my guest again in my podcast.
Thank you. Yeah, and you guys, you know, if you want to check out my singles, it's out on Spotify, YouTube.
Of course, I will put links down here, you know, below the video.
Thank you.
And by the way, I love it because it's I see a window behind you. It's summer there. It's like a summer there, you know.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Hey, where is your dog? I saw the dog on Facebook.
You know, I put the dog out because he gets a little wild. So Rich is actually out there with the dog. I just locked him out today because I was actually the other day talking here, and he was just like, and then making sound.
Yeah.
He's around.
Great. Yeah, great, beautiful dog.
Thank you. We love Rusty. We adopted him, and we're very happy with him.
Okay, thank you, Julia, for the interview. We should finish the Denim and Leather podcast now, and I'm so grateful that you came and accepted our invitation.
Well, thanks for having me. I love chatting with you guys always, and you know, please stay in touch. Go check my music because I do it with a lot of love, and that's it. I hope to see you guys on the road sometime soon.
Yeah, of course, we'll meet if you come to Europe.
I'd love to. I can't wait.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.